Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of our management series. Today we are meeting a new company called Rajputana Biodiesel Limited. Their IPO is coming from the 26th of November. A small introduction for our viewers: what is biodiesel? So, biodiesel is a petroleum diesel which comes from renewable sources and has less air pollution. So, this is basically, and also has other, during the manufacturing process, other value added products like glycerine is also produced. But we'll have more from the management himself. Mr. Sarthak Soni is over here. Sarthak sir, could you please give an introduction about yourself and about the company?
Hi, hello everyone. Hello Dhruf sir. Hello Akriti ma'am.
Hello,
First of
Sarthak.
all, I'd like to thank you for providing us this platform for an interview. I think this will be a great insight for your viewers and a lot of our investors also. So thanks a lot. Moving forward, sir, as you rightly mentioned, see, our company Rajputana Biodiesel Limited was incorporated in 2016 November. And I am Sarthak Soni, 32 years old, managing director in the company. And there you can see Tanay, he handles operations and is the whole-time director of the company. So yeah, we both are taking our entity forward, and going forward, you will see a lot of both of us.
Sure. So if you could give a small brief about your company, like when did it start and how things initiated for the company?
So we incorporated in 2016 November, and we began our operations in August 2018. So during that process, we traveled to different parts of the country so that we could execute the idea we had conceived regarding biodiesel manufacturing. So once we had a lot of exposure in terms of how it is happening, what's the technology used, we set up a small scale lab at our office and started to make biodiesel by our own hands. We don't have a science background. So once that formula was stabilized in our lab, in a small scale lab, then we executed and translated that laboratory process to industrial scale. And 2018 in August, we started our first commercial sales. And since then, we've not looked behind. So we're basically into the manufacturing of biodiesel. And while refining biodiesel, we get two byproducts as well, glycerine and fatty acids. So this is our core business activity, and our major revenues are coming from biodiesel selling. Our major clients are spread across the country, but a stable revenue stream comes from the OMC tenders, uh, uh, which includes Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum, and Hindustan Petroleum. So yeah, this was a small brief about us and our company.
Sarthak sir, like what are the main challenges in sourcing the raw materials like uh, non-edible fats and palm oils, and how are you addressing them?
Great question, sir. I think raw material is readily available across the country, but a bigger challenge is buying it in spot prices. So this market operates in spot, and you need a lot of working capital to procure this material and to have long-term contracts with these people. So the bigger challenge comes in how you manage your finances along with handling of the product in terms of logistics and storage. So raw material availability is not an issue, but the logistics, handling, and storage is something where we are very keen, and that makes our operations very lean. So going forward, our strategy would be very clear that whatever raw material available in different parts of the country, may it be palm oils, waste of palm oils, acid oils, non-edible fats, we want to handle them very properly so that we have a very good output and handling ratio with them.
Got it. So could you elaborate more on the current capacity utilization for biodiesel, crude, glycerine, and fatty acids?
So currently we have two manufacturing units, one based in Fulera near Jaipur, and the other one is based in Meerut. The Meerut company is known as Nirvan Raj Energy Private Limited. This is a subsidiary we acquired on 28th March this year in 2024. So if we combine the capacities of both manufacturing units, we are placed at around 50 kiloliters, 50 to 60 kiloliters a day as of now. With some debottlenecking and re-engineering, we are wanting to enhance this capacity to 70 kiloliters a day. And after the issue is completed, we want to utilize some of the proceeds as mentioned in our object for enhancing the capacity at Meerut as well. So we'd reach to 90 kiloliters a day in about 3 to 4 months time. As of now, we are running at around 80% plus capacity utilization for biodiesel manufacturing. And for glycerin and fatty acids, it's above 90% utilization.
Got it. And are there any plans to diversify your product like portfolio further, like especially in byproducts like fatty acids and glycerin?
Absolutely, sir. I'm very glad to inform that we've already done the R&D part related to it. And we would very soon be expanding and adding value to glycerin and refining it into pharma grade. Also, we would want to convert our fatty acids to methyl ester, which is the scientific name for biodiesel. So these two things are in a very strong contention, and very soon you'll be seeing us with this project as well.
So that will
Got it.
help you increase the margins for these byproducts.
Absolutely, ma'am. So glycerin is our byproduct. So we have all the glycerin in house. So once we refine this glycerin and convert it into pharma grade,
Right.
our margins would enhance, and this would make us a step ahead of other people in this industry.
Okay.
Fair
Right.
enough. So, going through your prospectus, I saw that the acquisition of Nirvan Raj Energy Private Limited, like how does that enhance your production and your market reach?
Great, sir. Yeah. So this was a strategic acquisition, sir. Basically, Nirvan Raj is based in Meerut, and our major customers, which are Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum, and Hindustan Petroleum, they are present across the country. So once we move out of Jaipur, we get a chance to address their blending terminals in different cities also. So with this acquisition, we made it very clear that we can expand across the country in every direction and increase our presence across the country as well. Because the demand is spread in different parts of the country, and with our customer base being spread in every city of the country, it gives us a great opportunity to expand our operations multifold. So yeah, this acquisition has made us confident that this model is absolutely successful.
I think you all have 3 units. So could you elaborate more about your unit 3? Like what is the timeline and expected impact of setting up the unit 3, like on your production capacity as well as margins?
So after we are done with the value addition project, we are very keen on to move for establishing the unit 3. In that, we've already devised a plan and devised a framework in the direction in which we have to move. Location is not an issue as OMCs are present, as I mentioned, they are present across the country. So yeah, once we are done with that, our production capacities would be doubled up immediately once we come out with that unit 3.
So is there any timeline, sir, for that?
Specifically, we have not defined a timeline, and as per regulatory reasons, I cannot disclose the timeline also. Maybe post issue with our September results, we'll be coming out with that news.
Got it. Got it. Talking about competition, like who are our competitors currently and who is the biggest player in the industry?
Uh, so, if you would allow me, I would like to rephrase your question. Uh, uh, Basically, this industry does not have any competitors because the demand supply deficit in biodiesel industry is so huge that even if you and I are doing the same business, we are not competing each other because we get the same price for biodiesel supply from the OMCs across the country. So you and I are supplying the product at same price, so we don't have to fight for controlling the market share. There is already a huge deficit in terms of the 5% blending target set by the OMCs by 2030. So as per the National Biofuels Policy, 5% biodiesel has to be blended by 2030. So this year we were only across the country, they've only received 0.5%. So 4.5% of which is around 450 crore liters of biodiesel supply is yet to be received by them. So this makes it very easy for industry peers. We can call them peers more than competitors to supply biodiesel more and more, because we are not fighting for price again. The biggest player in the industry right now is Universal Biofuels. They are an established name, not listed, and Kotiark Industries is one of our listed peers as
Yes,
of now.
got it. So although we are getting listed now, we are also going to get funded. So is there the risk in the business is that during the bidding process, we need to have certain qualifications, right? So
Correct.
is that a significant risk that could affect our business model? Because although we have been in the business for 5 years, but we are still at a level that can we compete with the biggies in the in the industry currently?
Excellent question, sir. Um, I would like to clarify that only the impaneled approved members in the OMC Biodiesel Supply Forum can supply biodiesel to them. So once your initial screening process, testing process is done, then the site visits and joint sampling testing process is performed by the OMCs to approve your product in terms of their technical parameters. So that takes a long period of time, like 1.5 years is the time when you start your business, you get empaneled, you pass through the screening process, then you're technically approved, and then they allow you to bid for the tender. So anyone who decides to start the business tomorrow morning cannot have revenues right away. They will have to strictly go through that screening process. That takes time. There is a gestation period in this business. So anyone and everyone cannot enter it tomorrow morning. Moreover, another important aspect that the biofuel industry is going through is that OMCs uh, give us an order book for whole 12 months, where they give us a monthly price to supply biodiesel on a monthly prorated basis. So this order book is only given to those people who are empaneled with them. So once you are empaneled, there is no risk of you being not able to bid for the tenders. There is a yearly testing process that goes through. So once your process is stabilized, I don't think the technical parameters are an issue for companies like us who have had vintage and exposure in this industry and a stabilized production process. I don't think any risk is there for us in terms of biodiesel supply to them.
Or
So looking at the financial performance of Rajputana, what factors do you think contributed to the impressive growth in revenue from 17 crore in FY22 to almost three times 54 crores in FY24?
Okay, I would like to share with you that all of our team is very young. I'm just 32, even Tanay is 32. So we
Yeah.
have 20 years of good business ahead of us. So that good team, young team has really pushed us to our boundaries, and we are growing exponentially. And moving forward, we intend to do the same in the coming years. Moreover, the 5% blending target, that huge demand that is there in front of us has allowed us to scale our operations very quickly. So I think by 2030, even if hundreds of more players like us come, I don't think this target will be fulfilled because it is such a huge number. So this scalability and the zeal in our team has allowed us to really ramp up our numbers, and hopefully going forward we'll be doing the same.
Very nice. Sir, how do we plan to sustain or improve our current EBITDA margin of 15%? And also, there were some talks about backward integration. Do you think that's going to help us here?
So we're looking to integrate our Meerut unit in Nirvan Raj Energy on the backward side.
Right.
This will allow us to be more flexible in the usage of different types of raw materials and other types of wastes. So in this way, we can increase our reach and use more variety of feedstocks. This will directly reflect on our revenue as we'll have more raw material coming in and more being processed, so more being sold. Moreover, our profitabilities, we are strategically working towards adding value to our bioproducts. That will play a key role in increasing our EBITDAs in coming times. So yeah, a couple of these things, backward and forward integration, and our focus on quality and leaner operations, all these four things combined, I think we'll have stable EBITDAs going forward.
Sure. So will you be manufacturing some feedstock as well?
See, we have strategically planned to do that as well.
Okay.
That is in phase 2 as of now. But initially, we would want to integrate on the back end and first start using the variety of feedstocks and then start to manufacture our own. So we are planning to go in the plantation phase as well. So the National Edible Oil Mission of the Indian government is something we are looking very keenly onto as well. So going forward, we are looking to manufacture our own feedstock as well.
Okay, that's nice. Okay. So with the PSUs being our major customers, what strategies are in place to diversify the client base and reduce our dependency on government contracts?
See, right now we have so much pressure from the OMCs that every liter we manufacture, we are being told that you supply it to us, because directly, indirectly, we are blending your biodiesel and then supplying it to the private customers. So initially, when we started, we had a superb private clientele base also. The big names like Adani, their coal mines, some cement units, some hotels for steam generation in their boilers. We've catered a lot of multiple industries and had a chance. We've been lucky that we've been able to interact with a lot of people using biodiesel. So we've created awareness, and going forward, currently also we have 3, 4 big customers. So we'd want to make that balance, keep a balance in the private and government sector clients. But as we're working for the country also, so a bit of CSR is also important. So we'd want to get that target finished and contribute to climate change, contribute in stopping the climate change as well, whatever minor contribution we can make.
Sure, sure. So touching on the same point, so how significant is the role of carbon credits in our revenue model? What are the future prospects?
See, I mentioned previously that we have two byproducts, glycerin and fatty acid. I count carbon credits also as our byproduct, because the more biodiesel we manufacture, the more carbon credits are accumulated in our inventory.
Correct.
So going forward, carbon credits will be a great market for us. We are exploring its potential and its value. I'm sure that we registered with Vera, which is one of the most prestigious carbon credit rating organizations in the world. We've been allotted carbon credits already as on date. So going forward, we'd want to keep them in inventory and use it at the right time.
Sure. So what opportunities do we see in the international markets? Are there any plans to enter these markets?
See, every week, potentially we're receiving a call that we need this much quantity of biodiesel in this country, in that country. So I have only one thing to say to them, that let us take care of our country's carbon emissions first. Then we'll take care of your country's carbon emissions later. So Atmanirbhar Bharat, India first, sir. So, ma'am, that is the motive we are running on right now. So plans of exporting is on the cards, but once we'll not stop till we enable our country to fulfill that 5% blending target.
Yes, sir. Sir, at an industry level, how do we foresee the entry barriers are for biofuel production or biodiesel production?
See, this business is, as I mentioned, it has a gestation period. Any
Yes.
player, organized or unorganized, who tries to enter this industry cannot have a revenue stream overnight. They will have to go through that strict screening process, stabilize their technology. Once that is done, then only they can start their revenues. Moreover, it's a working capital intensive business. So if you don't manage your finances, it becomes a big problem for us to for anyone to run the operations and run the business. So these are the two major entry barriers I can see, that many of the people are not able to technically produce the biodiesel as per the BIS specification of the OMCs. So combining all these factors, it will take 4-5 years for anyone to get stabilized in this business. We are lucky we started early. It's already been 7-8 years in this business. So we're through that phase and we are up and running and going strong every day.
Okay, great.
So could you just give certain information about the IPO? When is it opening? How much funds you all are raising? And any last thoughts?
So our issue is opening on the 26th of November and closing on the 28th. We are raising around 24.7 crore rupees, issuing 19 lakh shares at a higher price, at an upper price of 130 rupees. So the price range is from 123 to 130. And I would just like to say that we are rightly positioned, strongly positioned with the right team, correct people, correct mindset, correct sector with huge scalability scope. Going forward, we'd want people to support us and directly, indirectly contribute in stopping the climate change. So yeah.
Great talking to you, sir. Thank you and all the best for your IPO.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
all the
much, sir.
best, sir.
Thank
Great.
you, Dhruf, sir. Thank you, Akriti, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.